Hi, these are the quiz corrections for quiz number 6. You guys took that on Thursday, October 8th, 2015. Something I want to remind all students to do is that you're showing all your work. So if I wrote the word letters SW, that means you're not showing enough work. And make sure to box your answers so I can quickly see what you're doing. Question number 1 was to simplify the square root of 32. You can watch last week's quiz corrections, number 5, that was on there. The answer is B, 2 points. Question number 2, what is the measure of angle ACB? So remember, the middle letter is your vertex, so you can also call that C, so ACB. We're talking about this angle here. This is exterior angles theorem. These are the two remote interior angles. If you add those together, you'll get 132 degrees. So interior plus interior equals exterior. Subtract 54 and you get angle ACB to be 78. Another alternative way to do the problem is linear pair posit. So here I added a variable y, and then you angle y plus 32 equals 180 linear pair. So you get y equals 48, and then you can use triangle sum theorem. 48 plus 54 plus angle ACB equals 180. If you add those two angles together, that'll give you 102. Subtract 102, you get ACB to 78. So you notice my answer is the same. Letter choice B. Question number 3, multiple choice. In the scaling triangle ABC, the measure of angle B is 45, the measure of angle C is 55. What is the order of the sides in length from longest to shortest? So in this case, this is called talking about triangle inequality. The angles in this case will tell us about the sides. Well, notice I only have 2 angles, and to find the third angle I would have to use triangle sum theorem and get angle A to be 80. Now it says from longest to shortest, so I take the angle measures and put them from largest to smallest, and then I go across. Well, in this case it has the vertices as its sides, so across angle A is this side, and this side is called BC. Across 55 degrees, this is side AB, and this one across the 45 is AC, so that would be their choice 4. Number choice 4. Question number 4, multiple choice. Given the 2 lines are parallel and angle 1 is equal to 42 degrees. 2 ways of doing the problem. You can recognize that 2 is equal to 7 alternate exterior angles, and just find its supplement. So once you find its supplement of 42 would be 138, and alternate exterior angles D. Another way you could have done the problem is consecutive exterior angles. The word consecutive means that they're both on the same side of this transversal. They're on the right side there. So 1 plus 7 equals 180, and then you can substitute in 1 equals 42, subtract 42 and get 138. Question number 5. In the triangle below, triangle LMO is an isosceles with LO equals MO. So they were tell us that the triangle here on the left is an isosceles, which means 2 sides and 2 angles are the same. And it kind of verifies that with us when it tells us LO is equal to MO. So what I did is I just marked on my picture the congruent marks. Remember, across the congruent marks or congruent sides tells us congruent angles, so these angles have to be the same. So that's 55 there. Didn't need to know that, was probably 70. And I can just use a linear pair here to get this one to be 125. So I have 125 plus 28 equals 180. Or you can also use exterior angles theorem here. 28 plus angle N will equal 55. So therefore angle N has to be 27 degrees. Question number 7. Fill the blank square so that each row and each column contain all the digits 1 to 3. Numbers in cages may repeat as long as they are not in the same row or column. So here I'm recognizing that I have the numbers 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Same thing in the columns, no repeating numbers, and they should add up to be 4 here. They do. Here these will add up to 5. That works. These will add up to 4, and this one adds up to 5. That side was worth 14 points. This question was 4. If you got it wrong, give you 1 point. Question number 8, solve for the missing variables. From the previous week, all I did was change this. Instead of this was 2x last week, this week it's 3x. So you can do a linear pair here. And you'll get x equals 39. And here across, you can do vertical angles. Vertical angles are congruent, and you'll get y equals 9. Question number 9, this was the same question as on last week's quiz. 1 point apiece. I recommend starting here. You can do exterior angles theorem to get 115 degrees. 75 plus 40 equals exterior. Or you can use triangle sum theorem and then the linear pair. Vertical angles get that 75. 75 plus 33 plus angle 2 equals 180. And you'll get angle 2 to be 72. Once you have angle 2, you can do angle 2 plus the 90 plus angle 4 for a triangle RST. And you'll get angle 4 to be 18. To get angle 3, you can just do complementary. 33 plus angle 3 equals 90. Or you can do linear pair and then triangle sum theorem here. Here you can just use straight angle. Straight angle is 180 degrees. So angle 4 plus 40 plus angle 5 equals 180. Angle 4 is 18. So the supplement of 58 is 122, angle 5. Question number 10 is to use a calculator to find square root of 34. So if you put that in your calculator, one way of making sure you get the correct answer is that here I have perfect squares, square root of 25 and square root of 36, which is 6 and 5. So my number has to be between 5 and 6. 34 is closer to 6, so my answer should be closer to my square root of 34 is closer to the square root of 36, so it should be closer to 6. When you put in your calculators, I only wrote the first to the hundredths, 5.83. Because this number is not 5 or higher, then I'm going to keep this number, so the answer is 5.8. If you rounded wrong and you're off by a tenth, I gave you 3 points instead of 4. Question number 11 and 12, the only difference between the problems is this one says leave in simplified radical form, this one says round to the nearest tenth, and I told you guys to circle number 12 to use your calculators with. So for here I have a 45 and angle y is 45, 90, so y is 45, triangle sum theorem. Here in this problem they gave you the hypotenuse to be 4. So my hypotenuse there is 4. The leg can either be x or z, and you have radical 2. Divide both sides by radical 2. Remember, I can't have a radical in the denominator, so I circled it to remind myself, and now you can recall rationalizing the denominator. Just take this number, repeat it twice, multiply across. I didn't do anything there, so that's 4 radical 2, and radical 2 times radical 2 gives me radical 4, and square root of 4 is 2. Here I could divide my constants. 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. So x and y is 2 radical 2. In class today I'll be showing you guys a strategy of how if you didn't memorize the formulas for 45, 45, 90, you can still use the Pythagorean theorem. Question number 12. Solve. If you got one of these problems right, I give you 2 points. And then 4 points for both being the same, or all correct. Question number 12, solve the missing variables, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So, you know x and y are the same because you have an isosceles right triangle, so x is equal to 11. And number 12, y, for the y variable, that's the hypotenuse because it's across the right angle. So my hypotenuse is y, my leg is 11. If you got 11 radical 2, that's not rounding, that's just an exact answer. So you have to take that and multiply in your calculator. I got 15.55. This number is 5 or higher, so that means this answer, the tenth of the first decimal place, is round up to 15.6, and that side was 21 points. If you got x equals 11, I gave you guys 2 points. Hope this was helpful for your quiz corrections.